Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here with another review of a slasher horror comedy from 1987, Blood Hook. Gets a 4.4 on IMDb. Gets a 5 from me, directed by a guy named Jim Mallor. Uh, Not a lot known actors, so dumb. It's basically this B horror uh, movie that's extremely cheesy. The comedic undertone of this movie is extremely cheesy. The killer in this movie, because it's a whodunit, uses a fishing rod with a giant lure on it, and one of those like things that look like a fish, a fake bait, basically with these hooks on, big ass hooks on in this case, and he catches you, hooks you, and he reels you in with boat and all, and then he basically gaffs you with a gaffer like this, a hook through your that go through the chin and through the other mouth, and it does get gory this movie because the hooks, it's basically you see the hooks in the flesh like a little bit like Hellraiser, when the dead what that what were their names? I'm not a Hellraiser fan. Cenobites. When they send all those chains with those hooks on, it's a little bit the same thing you got here with hooks, but fishing hooks. And then you see then the gaff going through the chin. I mean, there's some gore. Now the story is about this place somewhere in rural America, and they hold an event every year called Muskie Madness. Now, a muskie is a sort of fish. I'll try to put a picture on because I think it's what we call a snook, but I'm not sure. Looks like it. We here in Belgium we can catch him too on a on a river or something. Yeah. No, they are taking this event very seriously. So it's an entire week, and they're having these musky attractions, and you can throw, uh, you can cast against the best caster of the area, and you have to cast your lure into this little circle, and if you can do that, you defeat the champion, and so on and so on and so on. And there's a lot of this fakery going on, like they catch a muskie and they put lead in them, or they have a muskie and kept it alive and fed it until it was so swole that they would win the prize money. And the movie starts basically. This is the synopsis is that the movie starts. You see this older man with a his grandson, and he's listening to the radio, and he's fishing for muskies, and his name is Van Cleese. Apparently, his name, I didn't know. I don't remember his first name, but the little boy is Peter Van Cleese, his grandson. Now, he when he puts on the radio, he hear this weird buzzing sound, which sounds like those insects making that sound, locusts, and something happens. You don't see it, but he's pulled in the water. Now, so many years later, Peter Van Cleese and his friends, with his two friends, three friends, and his girlfriend Anne, They go to this area because he inherited the house, the Van Cleese house. Apparently, this was a serious person. He built up the community. He kind of built up the Muskie Madness competition, and a lot of people have respect. So when they arrive, there are two caretakers. One is called Wayne, and the other one is called Evelyn. Evelyn is a guy, and he's apparently this Wayne Dwayne. Sorry, is this old guy who was a vet in Korea, and the other one was supposed to be a vet from Vietnam, and is completely fucked up in the head. But that Dwayne guy too, and but the acting is so cheesy. I mean, Dwayne, he's supposed to be an old guy. I'll put a picture here. He looks like somebody. He looks like a younger guy who they gave thick glasses, and he had a beard, and somebody spray painted his beard and his hair this mouse color gray. um, and the veteran, he has like this fake M16. He's running around with an M16. I'll blow you to hell. When these people arrive, I'm the owner. This Peter Van Cleese, because that's your main character. Peter Van Cleese and Anne. And then Evelyn and Dwayne too, those two. But I'm the main owner. You're gonna blow off your fucking head off with an M16 here. You want that, an M16 jacket? But then there's this people are coming into town, and then everybody goes uh, to this little shack, and that's a bait shop, for minnows, and it's run by this guy named what's his name? Weird name, Leroy Liedtke. Liedtke. Yeah. Now this guy, he's always he's speaking like this. Yeah. Oh, he's a super friendly guy. He's super friendly. Oh, you can have this. Yeah. You can have the minnows for free. Yeah. Oh, you want some lures? Yeah. I'm gonna put some yaws in here. It's funny how he does. I mean, okay, and of course, people getting killed around the competition, and there's this investigation going on that this Peter Van Cleese, because his dad fought in Korea and was this big man in that town, and he has a heavy burden on himself to fill his dad's feet, and Anne is a a PhD psychiatrist or something, or psychologist, and she's trying to help him to the point that it becomes annoying. She's constantly analyzing him, and so, and meanwhile, I have a killer casting his always at night, casting his mainly at night, some at day, casting his rod out with a giant lure with hooks, and he pulls you in and gaffs you and puts him underneath um, what's that, that little boardwalk you have towards your boat. Yeah, and that's the movie. So let's talk about the cons, the pros and the cons. Let's start with the pros. Um, it's funny. It's a funny. It's a movie. It's a horror comedy. You got some horror because you got some gore. It's mostly the same kind of kills, like I said. All of them are mostly hooked, but you see a fair amount of blood. Like one guy gets it in the stomach, and he's he's being torn open. You see the blood all over the bone, and so yeah, it does have a fair amount of gore. But the weapon of choice, I never heard of that. Never seen somebody, a slasher villain, using that. So that's unique, and it makes it fun. It's actually just a fun slasher movie. Just put that. Don't look at the acting. Um, it's there. No one can act. No one. But the acting is so bad that it's actually, like they say, a movie is so bad that it's good. The acting is so bad that it's good. Makes it fun. Makes it cheesy. It You got slasher movies, serious slasher movies, Halloween and so on, and My Bloody Valentine and whatever. But you got these cheesy ones too, of course. Uh, Slaughter High and things like that. And this one, but it's fun. It's fun. Most of the characters I didn't dislike. Um, the so, like I said, it's the story is very simple. You just got this maniac fisher on the loose, and he kills everybody with a fishing rod. Um, it's just a fun movie. It's just a fun movie. It's a fun time. You got a slasher movie with comedy about musky madness, muskies, and I believe I think they made another kind of spoof slasher movie with on a golf terrain, but then a lawnmower is the killer. A little bit a spoof of Jaws, apparently. Yeah, the lawnmower is Jaws. Now the cons are the movie takes. This movie should have been an hour and 25 minutes long, or something like that, or even less. It takes an hour and 50 minutes long. It's an hour and 50 minutes long, and the story at moment it goes nowhere, and you start to irritate. There, most of the characters, like I said, I didn't dislike, but they're flip flopping all the time at some point because the movie doesn't know where to go at some point. The sheriff in this town, people are killing left or killed left to right, but doesn't seems to be interested in solving these murders. He seems to be more interested in keeping the peace on the musky madness terrain with all the attractions, crowd control. So those murders are, put on the sideline when the musky madness stops because uh, there are gonna be like 50,000 people here, and we're only with me and five deputies. But you got murders happening left to right. Like I said, it's just weird. And then there are moments like the character I disliked the much was Anne, the PhD, the girlfriend of Peter Van Cleese. She's sitting there constantly analyzing him, and I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, if I would be with that kind of woman, I would have gone crazy. She would have made me crazy, constantly analyzing you. And do you feel good with that? Now I want to punch you in the fucking face. Oh, and would you feel happier with that? I want to fucking kill you. And do you feel good after doing that? Oh my god. Uh, Everybody and the sheriff irritated. The sheriff, the guy, you got murders happening everywhere. there are a lot of kills in the movie. Yeah, there are a lot of kills in the movie, like 10 plus kills. But then he doesn't do jack shit even when he's hauling in a outboard motor boat to fish on the river with covered in blood, and you think, oh yeah, he probably fell in the on against the outboard. Huh? The entire bowl is covered in blood. And why the fuck would this Evelyn dude, who is a Vietnam uh, veteran, who is swinging a fake M16? The sheriff eventually, because he's swinging that, and then Peter Von Cleese is going to the sheriff. He says, "Yeah, I think he's the killer. He's the killer. He's completely fucked up. He is fucked up." But at the end, he becomes that. Like I said, it's too long, the movie. Then at some point, he becomes an ally to Peter, and that Dwayne guy, the old guy, that's pretty painted gray in my opinion. That's a young guy. He becomes also a helper because he hates Peter, because he respected his grandfather so much that they kept the house in immaculate condition. But then there's this rivalry, but not between Evelyn, but Evelyn is just fucked up. And eventually the sheriff arrives, and you see that he has a fake M16. He's just peeling the M16 off. It's a wax M16. Okay. And then of course the Lutke, the bait shop owner. "Oh, you want some minos?" "Yeah." What the hell was that guy? I think he was like German or something. I'm not sure. He always was saying "yeah." But actually, that was in the prose. I liked his way of talking. But it's just Anne. I hated Anne. The over analyzing bitch. And then the fact that the movie took an hour and 50 minutes long, almost 2 hours of this, way too much. The movie is simple. Keep it simple. An hour and 25 minutes ish. And you would have had a better edited story. And because Peter Von Cleese actually even thinks he's the murderer. Evelyn, no, he's not the murderer. No, it's Dwayne, the old guy's the murderer. Oh no, he's not the murderer. Oh no, he's the murderer. No, he's not. So you see that it's Jesus Christ. So I'm giving this movie a 5. I think if you're a slasher fan and you want to see all slasher movies, I think Bloodhook is in the list of slashers from the 80s. Then certainly give it a look if you're a slasher aficionado. If you like horror comedy slasher movies, then this may be something for you. B horror movie, okay, cheesy acting, bad acting, but fun. This is for you, and especially if you want to put on a movie that you don't have to think too much. But at the end, it becomes a little bit of a riddle. Also, the killer, why he kills is a little bit weird. Yeah. So the explanation is weird. So that being said, I still give it a 5. Give it a watch. You may enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, comment. It's all free. It's all good. I'll see you next time. Bye.